Alright, let's try a quick game quickly versus AI. Let's see what the current settings are. Graphics setting has been set to their default value because your video card sucks. Alright, so that's what it's set at, 1152. Everything is low or off. Finally.
For your ceaseless battle. All right. If you wish to live, that is. Ready to start the show?
Naturally.
Alright, we're doing about 70 frames per second, which is quite good, except that the graphics suck. So let us actually get a little bit better resolution. Let's go 1440, leave everything else the same. We're doing about 50 frames per second, 45, 57 frames per second, which is okay. Let's see when we start shooting stuff. Oh, it dropped to 20 frames per second, 18 frames per second, 28 frames per second. And as you can see, it's very choppy and not very playable. So we're actually gonna have to go back to the original setting. Let's go back to 1152, keep everything low. Now we're doing 43 frames per second. Let's see while we have a little bit of action. 49 frames per second, 52 frames per second. So we can actually play at the current setting if you don't mind the crappy graphics. Yeah, 30 frames per second, 41, 42 frames per second.
Your defenses are nothing.
40 frames. I mean, you can play. I mean, if you don't mind that graphics, you can probably play with the current settings. I can see if I can maybe just maybe give you graphics to medium, models low, keep it at the same resolution. It really can't even handle those settings. Mind you, this is the highest, most upgraded 2019 Macbook Air. That's with 16 gigs of RAM. Oh God. We're doing 3 frames per second. What is that? 33 frames per second, 34 frames per second. And no, it's mega choppy. It's just no, you can't even play with medium graphics. Medium graphics is not playable. You only have to play with low graphics. There's no other option. And look, it can't even handle something that simple. Can you imagine playing a really first-person shooter or a heavy 3D game? And that's it for Heroes of the Storm. Again, it's not really playable. Even at a very low setting, it's going to be choppy and you're going to get wiped a lot. So unless you're going to play against AI and still lose.